To today's lunch and learn. Because I had to, sorry, slurpy sound. Got some tofu delight treat, mango flavored. I need some sort of sustenance. As I mentioned on my video this morning that I ate bad food last night and I felt almost hungover this morning. I feel better now. I really am. I don't feel completely hungover. Oh, no, that was yesterday's live. I'm just checking to see if we're properly live on all our different platforms. Yes, I am live on Facebook, on my business page, and I will double check to make sure I'm going live on LinkedIn. Looks like it's working. Yes, it is. And are we going live on YouTube? Yes, we are live on YouTube also. So, as always, my name is Ian Hopfey. There's my name right down there. I'm an HR consultant and Indigenous Relations consultant. That's what I do. That's my day job. And these lives are for me to, I don't know, build a business. I guess that's part of, why today's topic is gigs and hustles, gigs, side hustles, anything you're trying to do to make some extra money, or maybe you're trying to build your own business, because to me, that's just my whole life right now. Trying to build my business is just a non-stop side hustle right now. That's what it feels like. And I'm doing everything I can to build that business. And I hope some of what I'm learning you could use for today's topic, because side gigs, side hustles, well, we might get into specific details about your side gig or your side hustle that you want to build, and that's totally fine. But we might talk more general, aka why you decided to become a marketer. Because that's what it means to be running your own business, is that you are now a marketer. You might still be an expert in what you do and what your business is, but you are a marketer. Oh, there's something in my beard. Oh, disgusting. Oh my God, it's gone now. Sorry, my wife's got a cold. She's hanging out over there, so she's gonna cough now and again. She tries to signal me to put it on pause, and I will try my best. I also have a bit of a cough, so I'll be pausing now and again. Please don't just leave because I go silent and I'm coughing. Tough it out, buddy. Tough it out. Okay, here we go. Ask your questions in the comments. This is vital for us to be getting questions, so that I have something to talk about and I'm not just rambling on for 2 long hours about nothing and everything at the same time. I will keep checking the chats to see if anyone is posting any comments or messages. I mean, today's theme is gigs and side hustles. But if you got a burning HR question or Indigenous Relations questions, sure, ask it. We can talk about it. It's totally fine. This isn't, there's nothing mandatory on this show, except that we're going live and I'm trying to give you as much value as possible to answer your questions. So that's the whole point. I gotta move this down a little bit, so I always feel self-conscious. Especially when I put up some sort of QR code on the screen. So if you're, what am I saying? I don't know what I'm saying. I was gonna put up one of these QR codes just to show. Yeah, here we go. So if you want to book a meeting with me, we'll talk, if you're a small business owner and you want to talk HR, Indigenous Relations, nonprofits. I like to help medium-sized businesses. I can help too if you don't have a dedicated HR, or if you're looking to book the KAIROS Blanket Exercise, I can certainly do that. But if you're also just looking to network business to business stuff, how can we help each other? Referral partnerships. I mean, do that there too. That's all in this link here. So I'll put that up for a little bit, and we can leave that there. And what else am I looking for? Give everyone a few minutes to join up. No, just kidding. We're not waiting on anybody. I'm going to just trying to create a new link here in the system. Oh yeah, okay. Where's the screen? Sorry, I was in a different window, so I wasn't looking at you directly. I was reading. I certainly want to add another QR code up here to show you. I'll just leave it like that. So the theme of today is gigs and side hustles, and I know a lot of us, we start a gig or side hustle to try to make some money, right? That's the whole idea. Or you've got some amazing passion and some skill that you want to do, but the only way you can do that full time is if you start making money full time. So I got the link up here for Whatnot. If you have some arts and crafts, or just some valuable collectibles and junk around your house that you need to start selling because you need to make some money, if you currently own a brick and mortar store, I'm thinking something where you sell stuff. So jewelry store, gift shop, running shoes, shoe store, clothing store, gaming store. Imagine if you got all these games sitting there, you got $1,000 worth of gaming stock and you're not selling them, right? What else? Any sort of collectible store. And oh man, imagine you run a flea market booth, right? These are things that you can sell online. It's stuff you can sell. If you got nothing to sell, find something to sell. Start garage selling. Go to the thrift stores, finding treasures that you could sell for more profit, and learn how to do that on Whatnot. Whatnot is this. You're going live right now, and it's like the home shopping network. You're showing your product for sale, and then you sell it. So Whatnot is like, it's called live social selling. TikTok Shop is very similar to this, but I like the idea of Whatnot. And if you follow this link right now, if you start selling in your first week, Whatnot will match up to your first $150 worth of sales. So definitely get on that if you got something to sell. I mean, you could join Whatnot and just purchase stuff. Like if you're into collectibles or whatever, like they got a lot of stuff on there that you could purchase. But I'm not trying to get you to buy stuff. I'm trying to get you to make money today. So, and there's a lot of things I've seen that that say you make money fast, right? And I did a test recently because I've had no success with paid ads for my own business, wasting thousands of dollars, getting in debt, trying to get these paid ads going. So I kind of switched up what I was doing, and I did this little test from HR to the make money online industry. And I did this test, and I made this quick little eBook and had people sign up to my email list, and they were getting it for free. And no sales. Still wasn't making sales. I got people to join up to the list. I think I got about 30 people sign up to the email list, but nobody was purchasing. Nobody was clicking on any of the referral links I had in my ebook and things like that. So I think the make money online market is you either got to be really persuasive and prove that you're making tons of money so that people just like drool all over it, and then you get more of their money when they're not making any money. But when you think about something like Whatnot, this is, how basic is that? You just start off by selling your stuff, right? And you get going. And if you're interested in certain items, certain things, I just saw a video on YouTube. I'm learning how to use Whatnot a little more, and there was a YouTube video where these people, they tell you what their mistakes were when they started Whatnot, and things they wish they knew when they started. And it was a really great video. But their primary Whatnot business is selling golf clubs and polo shirts for the golf course. And I think they might be expanding out to different golf club related things. But they have like up to 6,000 old golf clubs in their yard that they're selling off. I don't know where they got these old golf clubs, but it's part of what they're selling. They have something to sell, and they're interested in golf. So yeah, do that. So this is something where you can start going live, selling a certain amount of things. Say for today, you just want to make 5 or 10 sales, and you want to try to do it within an hour of going live. Whatnot has the customers. And so once you go live, people will start trickling in, and it'll take a little bit to get going. But imagine being able to make 5 sales in your first live, the first time you set up a show. I think that can be pretty powerful, especially if you're in need rent by the end of the month. I mean, as long as you give yourself enough leeway and you have enough product to sell, because these people talk about how they sell a lot. People do go to Whatnot to try to get a deal, and So you're kind of, okay, you're not going to make $500 a sale, but I mean, depends on what you're selling and how interesting you are in the sales process, right? You could be making a lot of sales. Auctions on whatnot you can start at $1. But my advice is start your auctions at the lowest spot that you would feel acceptable for selling it for. So if you have a certain product and you absolutely want $5 for it, then start the auction at $5. Then you're always making sure that you're getting that minimum. Again, you've got to think, am I giving value? Am I giving a deal? Right? You're going to have some items that you absolutely want a lot of money for, but there's just no way it's not gonna sell for that. So you've got to decide what you want to sell it for. I'd previously spoken about Whatnot, I think last week or the week before, or maybe it was last Friday or the Friday before, when we talk about fun and games. I've got some old Magic cards, and I have at least one card called the Jester's Cap. So this is Magic the Gathering, the Jester's Cap. I have the original Ice Age version. Somewhere in the 2000s, I said, I'm taking it out of the plastic and I'm playing with it, so it might be in bad shape. But I think I might have two. So I got to check my binder. There might be a mint condition one still in the binder. Anyway, back in the early 2000s and late 90s, that Jester's Cap playing card was going for $50. And I looked it up recently and I was thinking, oh, it's got to be worth a couple $100 now, right? Wah, wah. The price actually went down, and they're estimating a mint condition card is about $20, right? And it's like, oh no. Well, it's still a card. If I got a mint condition one and I was selling it on Whatnot, that particular card, I would probably start it at like $10, half the estimated price, because I saw some being sold on eBay for $8, $9, $12. So I figured $10 start my auction there. And as long as I get that $10, I'm going to be happy, because it's an old collector's card that I've had for 20 years, 30 years. So it's something that I could sell as a tester item, right? I mean, I'm not going to just grab a spatula from the kitchen and try to make $50 off that, right? I'm looking for things that people are actually interested in, and trying to think, how can I relate this to HR? How can I do an HR Whatnot show? I have no idea at this point, but being able to make that quick sale and get you a little bit of money, I think, is important. So, because anything else you're trying to do online, it's going to be advertising. And you got two ways to do this nowadays. Either you're paying big money for ads and you're willing to lose a whole bunch of money, which you're probably not in that situation. The other option is to post on social media. To physically post on social media is free, 100% free. You have to take the time to do it. You have to learn the different social media, yes. And you may even want to create better quality posts, whether it's properly editing your videos or things like that. And so there is a certain amount of just posting and posting super high quality, heavily edited content, right? But I think for the most part, if you're just posting, you're going to see some action. And what I'm doing because I've lost so much money on advertising. It's been a complete waste for me. I've created a challenge called the 333 challenge, and that means I'm posting at least 3 times a day on social media, and I'm doing that for 30 days for 3 months. So 333, it's a terrible name. But even on weekends, I'm trying to post 3 times on my social media. And I started off just concentrating on LinkedIn, and then I decided my target market of, business to business, HR, possible clients, right, would be also on YouTube and Facebook. So that's why I'm going live on those 3. So I'm creating 1 live content every weekday on all 3 of those platforms. Plus I'm trying to do a morning video and an afternoon video on all the platforms. I'm now started to make sure it's posted on all 3. It takes me a little while to do that posting, but I'm starting to see a few extra likes and follows and new connections, things like that. It's starting to happen. This is show number 3 for gigs and side hustles. So this means I'm in my 3rd week of doing lives, and I started posting 3 times a week. I think 4.5 weeks ago, and I decided to go live because I've been watching a lot of Gary V videos. I'm trying to find a guru that I can trust and listen to, and Gary Vaynerchuk has come up as one of those trusted gurus. He doesn't talk BS. He talks straight talk all the time with him. Lots of swearing in his content. So he says, go live and post on social media. Post more post. He's a marketing expert, and his primary company is a big marketing company. So I'm going to listen to him, and I'm following him on all the different socials, the main ones. And yeah, he's posting a lot. Now, at this point, he's big. He's got a team. Sorry, I had some burps. He's big. He's a big company making hundreds of millions of dollars a year with his ad company, his ad agency, marketing agency. And he's got a team. Obviously, he's got a team. But he spends, when he's not physically in his business being the active CEO of the company, he's creating content, or he's the center of his content. He's doing speaking engagements. He's doing podcasts with other smaller content creators. He goes live on Whatnot every morning for, I think, about an hour. He goes live with himself. So he's created a line of collector's cards that he sells. It's called V Friends. So he's selling that on Whatnot. But he's going live, and he's answering business and marketing questions from his followers on Whatnot. And so it's being live, and at the same time that's creating content. He cuts those down to shorts and reels and puts them up, and I'm doing the same thing. I haven't been cutting out of these lives yet, but I have been cutting out of my morning video and my afternoon video into little shorts and trying to add those to my social, especially YouTube, because the shorts seem to be a good place for followers, and yeah, new followers. Oh, that tea's about the right temperature now. Oh. Earl Grey tea. Warm. Not hot. So, I think Whatnot might be a stepping stone for people to get going. And Gary Vee's using it as like a major way for him to spread his new collectible cards, V Friends. And they're like inspirational creatures with inspirational quotes. I mean, they're really super happy type cards, and because that's him, all that stuff he learns and he likes to talk about, it's all there, right? But if you've got if you make crafts, and I'm thinking especially my Indigenous relatives, they could be selling on Whatnot. They could make stuff all week, go live on the weekend or whatever, and make a bunch of sales. And that would be great. They don't have to buy a brick and mortar store or anything like that. If you've got a failing brick and mortar store and you're paying rent on that location and you're selling stuff, join Whatnot. Go live. Use your store as the studio and just walk around selling items on Whatnot. I think that's an interesting way to get more business. Maybe your local economy is just not the best, but now you've got this additional place to sell all your stuff. And the start of your journey, like I said, to sell stuff from your house, some collectibles you might have, check it out, get used to it. You make a little bit of money, then you go garage sailing, go to the thrift stores, check for bulk items that you could purchase on eBay, that you could sell down to smaller chunks and make a little extra money. I hate saying Facebook Marketplace. It seems like everybody's had that bad experience on Facebook Marketplace. Everybody's always trying to lower the price and get a better deal, things like that, right? So you don't have to fight with that on Whatnot, because you set that auction for a certain price. You're happy with getting that minimum. Great. You just gotta learn it, learn the tricks, and all that learning is free. Obviously, YouTube, free learnings on YouTube all the time. So the 333 challenge, my wife's going for lunch, so she's not going to be in the background tippy tapping on her keyboard or coughing for a little while. I know you'll miss it. Yes, all the people on our live will miss you. I love you. So, where was I? The 333 challenge. It has been a challenge for me. I got to make that video in the morning and then post it to all the social medias. And then I try to make the shorts on YouTube that will get some extra traffic and things like that. And then I do the live. And the live is actually fairly easy. I got to pre-set up some of these links and codes and stuff like that. But then I just click on them. and it's pretty easy. The version of my streaming program is the basic version. It's not the free version. I am paying for it, and I paid for a full year. It's called Restream.io, and that's what I'm using to go live. It allows me to go live on 3 different platforms, social media at the same time. So I've maxed it out. If I was thinking of doing other social medias at the next time, then I gotta pay more. And there's this neat feature. If I pay more, the Restream.io's AI will automatically choose clips from your live that you can download, and then you can post those on your other social media, right? Like, that's amazing. When you watch a Gary Vee video, if you watch enough, he'll say something awesome that he thinks is awesome, and then he'll look over at his team. Is like, clip that, guys, clip that. That one's gonna go viral, right? He's always got a team member with him, no matter what he's doing. There's somebody there doing additional videos. I think he's got a deal with his speaking engagements that him and his team are allowed to record the content. Sorry, that was a yawn. Oh my god. It just means you guys are boring and you're boring me. That's why I'm yawning. No, it's because nobody's asking questions. Ask me a question in the comments. I'll double check, make sure I'm not missing anybody's comments on the different platforms. Now, because I'm still new to this Restream, I just don't trust that it's going to show me the comments in the chat. You can see there's no comments right now. Anyway, when I was talking about Restream and being able to do those additional clips for me, I'm tempted. I think I might upgrade it so it'll automatically give me those clips. So that's why I mentioned earlier I'm not doing it here yet. I don't want to go through an hour-long video or an hour and a half or 2-hour-long video and pulling it out manually. I think this AI might be an interesting thing to do to help me with those clips to get more content. More content. And what I'm also doing with the 333 challenge, I haven't had time to do it this week, but normally each week I will batch create a written post with an image. So I'm doing it quick. I've trained ChatGPT to know me, to know HR, to know the industry and the things I'm trying to teach my clients. So it helps me write these posts. It gives me the draft posts that I double check before posting. And then it also gives me a prompt for an image. I take that prompt and I put it into Canva. I also pay for Canva. I also pay for ChatGPT because I use them so much. In the Canva AI, I put in that post. Sometimes it's a little off and I've got to change it, but I put in that prompt from ChatGPT into the Canva AI and it creates me the image. So I get help with the post or with the written text, and then I create an image and I try to make 5 to 10 of them so it covers the whole week, so I don't have to do it all the time, but I'll just schedule them on the socials. The LinkedIn, the Facebook, and the YouTube allows me to schedule all my posts, so I can do it on all 3 and get that written image post out there along with the videos. But I'm really trying hard to make sure I'm concentrating on the videos, creating as many videos as I can. So with the live, That's at least 3 videos a day. And then some of them I can cut up into cool little shorts, which adds content. My content on YouTube right now is just kind of going ridiculous. I'm gonna create a second screen here, and I'm gonna show you what's going on my YouTube. New window. I'm gonna go into view my channel. No, I'm not gonna view my channel. I'm going to go into my YouTube studio. And I will go into some analytics. So I will share my YouTube analytics right now. How's that look now? Let's trade places. Let's make the analytics bigger. So these are my analytics for my YouTube. So that's 16,251 views in the last 28 days. Okay, this chart is the last 28 days on my YouTube channel. So I started going live. My first live ever was a Monday, HR Madness. I think it was 2 hours long, that live. And that was on August 25th. So I've been going live since August 25th. And there was a new one each day. And then I started also posting an additional video, the additional videos that I was posting on LinkedIn. And they started, like, my lives were creating very little. And before this, I had very little views on my videos. But the shorts on YouTube really give you views, right? And a lot of these are the shorts, but you can see I'm posting 5 videos that day, 2 videos, 6 videos, 6 videos, 6 videos, 3 videos. Look at that, 3 videos and my view count went down. 2 videos and my view count went way down, right? 9+ videos. I did 10 videos that day because I had 3 different Sunday scaries topics for managers, employees, and small business owners or whatever, right? Like, I had 3 different versions of the Sunday scaries. So the main Sunday scary video had all of it, but I cut those down to the bunch of shorts. So I did 10 videos that day, and then 3, and then 6. This was yesterday. I did 6 videos yesterday, right? But look at that. Look at that chart. That's the last 28 days. Let's look at the last 90 days. I had a spike not even similar to this when the last time I was doing videos. So this was in July. And I didn't post anything for a long time, right? So, get out of there. Watch time, it's very similar. Subscribers, look at that. 38 subscribers, new subscribers in the last 90 days. If we go back to 28 days, 36 of them have come just because I've started posting again. 36 new subscribers. I have a total of 76 subscribers as of today. And we see the last 48 hours, people are actually watching my videos actively right now. So this is the power of posting. If you can post more content, it's free. Other than paying for the live streaming, you can use the free version and stream onto one service, I believe. But there's just some bells and whistles you don't get. So you could start live for free, but you may not even want to do live. You could just post more little short videos each day. The more you post is better. And I haven't gotten to a place where I've started to analyze what shorts are better. Like you can see, most of my viewers are coming in on the shorts. Very little coming in on the live stream and my regular videos that I've posted. And that's fine. That's fine for me because this is evergreen content. The videos I create, and the shorts, they're not so evergreen, but they might pop off. They might go viral. Who knows? And my topics have expanded a little bit because of what I've been learning from Gary Vaynerchuk. Gary V says post all the time, but he's worried that people are going too narrow in their niche marketing, because that's something that we're taught, especially if you're a blogger or you're trying to build your YouTube. You're trying to get as niche as possible so that only your possible clients or target market, only those people are watching your videos, so that you can get the proper followers, get the proper sales, get the proper clients, right? So that makes sense until you start watching some Gary V. And I would say he's one of the most trusted gurus on the internet right now. But when you watch his stuff, he is not talking about come be my client at my ad agency or my marketing agency. He's not posting content like that. He's posting the stuff he wants to talk about. So here's the example. If you want to go niche, right, that's okay. But if you do go broad and you start making content more about you or me, right? I'm making content. I'm talking about things happening in my life. And these are not about HR. These are not about Indigenous relations. This is just me, almost a day in the life type videos. I mean, those are like super boring. It's like day in the life of a poor HR consultant, right? That'd be a terrible video. I get up at 8 o'clock after my wife has already started working, right, at her full-time job. And no, nobody wants that. I got nothing exciting in my life that way. But I am talking about stuff in my life. So I might make a short video about how, last weekend we went to go see the new Conjuring movie, Last Rites. My wife just loves those movies, and I love a really good jump scare. So we always go watch them. We actually rewatched all the movies in chronological orders, the Annabelle and the Nun movies and everything that's in that. We watched them all in chronological order so that we'd be prepared for this last movie. And I posted about that because halfway through the movie, all the VIP chairs in the theater started moving on their own. Like our legs started going up and down. Now they moved about that much, but enough to like, oh my God, my chair's tilting forward and backwards, right? And we're in a scary movie. My God. Okay, so I made that video and it got posted. So now it's out there, and people that also like scary movies and jump scares are watching that content. It's got nothing, absolutely nothing to do with HR, Indigenous relations, nothing. But Maybe someone watches and says, hey, that's a funny guy. Or they'll watch it and say, oh, this guy's an HR guy. I'll have a look at his other content, right? It's a way to spread your reach. So yes, you're going to make some primary content and you're trying to give value to your customers about whatever you do, but it's okay to sprinkle in other stuff that's completely unrelated, lifestyle stuff, because we're all people. If you're looking for an HR person, but you remember seeing my video about Dungeons and Dragons and how to be a good dungeon master on my Friday shows, I might talk Dungeons and Dragons, right? You're like, oh, that guy plays Dungeons and Dragons. I play Dungeons and Dragons. So I like that guy. You're going to be able to get people to relate to you better. And they're going to think, oh, he's also an HR consultant. So I'm going to talk to him first because he seems like a nice guy or a fun guy to be around, right? Sorry, I have to get used to staring at the camera. I have a little sticker right above the camera. And it says, look here. But I keep looking down at the screen. So I'm not looking at you. I'm sorry. I got to get used to that. I don't know how to get myself trained to look at the camera all the time. But anyway, doing the more broad videos, but always making sure you are doing some of the niche down specific topic stuff where you give the real value from your industry. I think that's the way to go. It can be scary going live like this. I don't know. Someone could get in the comments and start calling me names or being racist or I don't know. And little things, you see me not looking at the camera. I'm looking at myself on the screen instead of looking at the camera. And not knowing the program I'm using. I think there's a bunch of features I'm still not using, and I need to get good at those. But I'm not going to get good at those until I'm using it. So it's just 2.5 weeks of going live with this program, and I'm learning it. Well, where am I going to be at 30 weeks or whatever, right? Like, I'm going to be a freaking expert on this program. But we got to take that jump. We got to make those jumps. A lot of people don't like the sound of their own voice. I'm getting used to the sound of my voice. I think I've got an annoying high-pitched voice like my dad. I remember my dad's voice was kind of this high-pitched voice, not a real manly voice. I don't have a manly voice. So that's fine. But I am not an excessively beautiful person. I'm really unshaven right now. My beard looks like hell. I am in dire need of a haircut. But I'm going live. I'm not worried about all those things. I'm just like, let's go live. Let's get this marketing done. Because as an HR consultant, I need clients. How do I get clients? Well, I create content. I think if you're in any sort of business, you need to create content. I just thought of an idea. If you were going to Whatnot up here and starting to sell on Whatnot, you could create short videos on all your platforms and say, hey everybody, I'm going live this weekend, or I'm going live tomorrow, and here's a few of the items I got that I'm selling. You can get some hype for that, right? And then you go live and you sell it. There's still a level of consistency that you need. That's why I chose every day, 11:30 to 1:30. I think that's what I was trying to do. 11:30 to 1:30. So 2-hour live. And I consider it like a lunch and learn. So bring your lunch. Speaking of that, I've got some tofu dessert here. I want to have a spoonful. It's starting to get warm. I opened it right at the start of the live. It's totally fine if you want to bring your lunch and eat and watch me. It is unpolished, man. It is so unpolished. So you just connecting with your people and going live, I think eventually is going to be valuable because there's going to be more viewers and there's going to be people asking me questions. Ask your questions in the comments. So ask away. Anyway, so here's the shorts. Here's the lives. You can see that's a fairly low number. Okay, 8 people watching my lives yesterday. 15 people on the 5th. Right? Nobody was watching. Well, there's no lives on the weekend. Friday, I had 4. 13 people watching my Tuesday live. Average view duration. Oh my God. 3 minutes. So 79 viewers. They only watched the first 3 minutes and 29 seconds. So I think I need to get real exciting in that first 3 minutes of every live to try to keep people there. That's a lesson. That's something I just learned. If nobody's watching my lives all the way through, 1% of people that see my live as they're scrolling on YouTube, 1% of people are watching it. And that 1% are watching 3 minutes. My God, this is terrible. Who's this? Thursday, September 4th, we were talking about career clubs, doing career chat. 20 minutes. People watch 20 minutes worth of this live. 12 minutes on Monday. For 12 minutes, people watched my live on Monday, and that was the HR live. So maybe people are really interested in this, but this is my YouTube channel, so it might be people that know I talk about YouTube, right? And I'm also doing the posts, right? I'm trying to make sure I do them here too. Not great, but more than nothing. And look at this chart. Monthly audience is currently 4,600 people. 4,562 people watched my content so far this month. And if we look at the 90 days, when I was posting here again, back in July, I got, what was my highest? 3,700. So I'm higher now. And I think I have one more spike last year. 3,100. But it's not even telling me what I published. It's too far back. But anyway, this one is the impressive one for me. Right? I started doing lives, started posting the shorts and the regular daily videos, and it's going crazy. In my mind, it's going crazy. You might think, oh, that's nothing. That's nothing, Ian. Wow. It's better than nothing for me as far as I'm concerned. So that's an interesting way of looking at things. Let's go into my LinkedIn, see if we can see some interesting stats. So the first 3 minutes, That's what we learned just now. I need to get good with the first 3 minutes of all my lives. Maybe I will try. I don't know. I gotta make a list of things. Stay tuned, because I'm talking about this. I mean, oh God. First 3 minutes, I'm usually like, are we going live? I don't know if we're going live. I don't know why this LinkedIn isn't working. Okay. It's my profile. Let's go to show analytics. So this is what's been happening on my LinkedIn, right? I got almost 12,000 followers. My post impressions 2,800. 700 people in the last 90 days have looked at my profile. I've only been shown 132 times in searches. When people are searching for stuff, this is where you're like off to the side or something like that. Let's look at this closer. It's the past 7 days. This is impressions on my posts, and I'm trying to post multiple times, and I think it's low here because I haven't really posted the text and picture content as much. Let's go the last 28 days. Let's see if there's something we can see. So it actually looks like it's going down, but we had the one spike. It's so violent in the spikes. Let's go 90 days. Let's see what. So, okay, this is a little more telling. This is me starting to post 3 times a day. All this stuff in here, this section here, beneath here, right? This is all posting 3 times a day. So there's some action there. This day was the day I decided, well, I'm going to change my status to looking for work, meaning I'm looking for clients. And I feel like that's the only post that people really care about, and they were sharing it and commenting on it, and it got over 1,000 impressions, and I'm like, oh my God. I think it got to 3,000 impressions, but I posted it somewhere in here, and then for a few days it just kind of went crazy, and I'll still see people post it or reshare it further down. That's a very strange situation. So, discovery, this is, why don't you highlight? Impressions, number of times your posts were seen on LinkedIn, numbers reached, right? So 24,000 impressions in the last 90 days. This is up almost 300% to the previous 90 days. So something's happening. I'm doing something right. Members reached. Now, 6,035 people reached in the last 90 days, when I have just shy of 12,000 connections, and something like 11,700 of those connections are actually following me. So you can connect with people, but then you can also turn off their posts and stop. So you can connect with people, but you can unfollow them. So you're still connected, but you're not seeing their content. I have a drink. My tea is getting lukewarm now. But 6,000 members reached when I have twice that many people in my connections. Half, looking at this, some of these might not be my connections. So we can say less than half of my connections on LinkedIn are seeing my content. Is that insane? That I think, is the first time I realized I see proof of what Gary Vee was talking about. Gary Vee is talking about how social media has changed. If I had 12,000 followers on LinkedIn, shouldn't all 12,000 of these people see my content in their scroll? Shouldn't it be part of the impressions? If our social media was dependent on followers and connections, then they should see our content. I think this is where people will talk about being shadow banned. I'm being shadow banned. Please like my content so that you'll see it more often. Well, Gary Vee has said that social media has changed from follower-based to content-based. So you're not seeing the content from people you follow. That's that person saying, I've been shadow banned. You're seeing content that you're interested in. So your time on social media, whatever you're doing, whatever you're liking, is programming the algorithm for you. You just happen to like that one piece of content and decided to follow that person. But you didn't go in and like all their other content. Or you don't like their other content. You're liking other stuff, and it's not necessarily from people you follow. You're liking content. When you thumbs up or like something or heart something or react in some way, that's the algorithm's cue to say, you like that stuff, so we're going to show you more of that. Right, so less than half the people that I'm connected with on LinkedIn see my stuff. They don't like my stuff. So it means nothing that I have 12,000 followers on LinkedIn. It means absolutely nothing. I continue to try to connect with people in hopes to try to get clients or customers. But half those people never see or hear from me again. So Gary Vee was right. It's no longer the number of followers. It has moved to the type of content. So when you talk about just one thing, one piece of content, half of the people I'm connected with on LinkedIn don't care anything about HR content or toxic workplaces or Indigenous relations, right? They don't care about that stuff, so they don't watch my content. They're not being shown my content. So that's where me posting a video about The Conjuring Last Rites on Sunday and our chairs going all crazy is a way to reach out to more people, right? It's the same thing. So here's the proof. Total proof. These 6,000 people saw 24,000 impressions of my content. Let's go down here. Here it is. Top content in the last 90 days, right? This is what we're still looking at. This is my top content in the last 90 days. This is the Ian is open to work, and I'm looking for HR. Essentially, I'm looking for HR clients. But if there's a really great HR job at a nonprofit, I'll probably jump at it. I mean, I love the idea of working at a nonprofit. So, I mean, if a nonprofit came to me and offered me half of what I'm worth, I probably would jump at it, right? Because I like working at a nonprofit. I like the challenge of it. So, but 3,000 impressions since I made this post. That's that big spike here, right? I made that post somewhere in the days before it spiked. It's probably this first day on Wednesday, July 16th. That's probably when I made that post. And it's just getting impressions. This is probably my largest my highest performing post. And it's just me saying I'm open to work on LinkedIn, because the roots of LinkedIn is professional network for job searching people, right? This sort of thing LinkedIn does well. If you're screaming for a job, people share it. And my next performing one, a third, just less than half of the impressions. I'm talking about your hiring process. And so that tells me people are interested in talking about their hiring process. Okay, I should be making a few more videos about the hiring process. Great. Okay, I know this. And then the third most performing one, which is, again, this is more like a third, right? Not quite a third. Less than a third. It's like a quarter. Your new hire's first day can be start of a long-term career or countdown to their exit. Okay, it's the same topic. This is about hiring. Why haven't I seen this revelation yet? Because I didn't take the time to think about it. I had to come on live and show you the back end of my socials to realize I need to talk more about recruiting and onboarding employees. And I'm not a recruiter, I'm an HR guy, but when you're HR, you do recruitment. It's part of your job. Only an organization that's large pulls out that recruitment task and hires a specific recruiter. Recruitment is still an HR function. And also only a large organization is going to need a recruiter or have a professional recruiter. So small business owners looking for recruitment support. So maybe I start doing lives about recruitment. Where's my audience? Oh God, look at that. This is just how many people have joined me. Let's do that. 28 days. Now, I get maybe 1 or 2 people a week requesting to connect with me on LinkedIn. So it's very few. All this action here, all these people, 7, that was a good day, 27, 16, 22. This is me every day, every morning when I first get on the computer. I go in onto LinkedIn and I just request, 8 to 16 people to connect with. It's just part of what I do. But I don't think it's important anymore at all. I'm still going to do it just because I still got this bragging rights that I got so many followers or whatever, right? Means nothing. And the demographics, right? I am a local business here in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. So 51% of my followers, my connections, are in the Edmonton area. So that's about 6,000 people that I have connections with are here in Edmonton. And 31% of our senior level, so we're talking CEOs, senior managers, general managers, that's primarily who. And 14% of them are from large organizations, 10,001 plus employees, right? That's insane. That's not even my target market, right? That's not. My target market is 99 or less employees. Oh, this person just wants to talk to me big time right now. Anyway, done showing that. I don't know how to look for stats on my Facebook, so we're not going to do that. We're going to stop the share. Back to the big screen. Let's double check to see if there's any questions appearing anywhere. Where is it? There it is. Oh, I couldn't find the live post. Anyway, still going live. I don't see anything there on LinkedIn. And we go back to Facebook. Or, oh my God, no. We go back to YouTube. And there's no comments. Okay, I was just checking. I don't trust the technology yet properly, obviously. But I think we had a pretty good chat about that. But content is king. It's still king. Like in the 2000s and 2010, it was still content is king. But somewhere in there, something changed. Our social algorithms have changed. They made us think followers were important. And I think when a new social media comes out, maybe they are geared towards followers just because they want more people on their platform. But I think once they get to a certain point, they're like, oh, let's keep people on the platform, not just get people to the platform. So they change the algorithm to the content. And I think that's where we're at a mature level of social media, an advanced level of social media, the next iteration of social media, where they've come back to realize that content is king. And the strange thing is, Google seems to have switched. There's a very strong blogging community in the 2000s, 2010s. But here in the 2020s, that's changing. The Google algorithm is saying, you're just a blog site, so you're not giving proper value. Whereas a blog site about a specific niche gives amazing value. I mean, okay, there's some trash. There's obviously trash in any industry or whatever. But these people work hard to create these blogs. They do a lot of writing. And this was all pre-AI. So when AI started coming about, I think some of these bloggers started using AI to assist them. And Google didn't like that. But now when you go to Google, what's the first thing that pops up? A Google AI response is at the top now. And then the Reddit. Once upon a time, it was the most specific post or information. So a blogger who did the research could get that top spot in a topic. And then it would be other regular websites. But the forum, the community forum, was considered bad content by Google at one point. Just 10 years ago, there's no way Reddit would be the second on every Google search. There's just no way, because it's forum content. Because it can't be trusted, or was perceived as not being able to be trusted, because it's just some Joe Blow saying, yeah, I have that same product, it's a piece of shit, right? You can't necessarily trust that. But if you had a blogger who was testing that product against other products and doing video demos and talking about all the details of it, and then linking to the product on Amazon, I mean, that was the information you wanted. If you were about to buy this product, that's what you wanted. You wanted somebody who actually tested it out and used the product and has proof of the comparison. That's what the bloggers did. But now they're seen as not reliable. And all of a sudden, forum responses are the reliable content, because they're calling it user-generated content. So if you have a forum and people are responding to questions, they're giving that more weight now. I don't know exactly why. But if you got a forum about a certain topic and a person asked a question and was looking for support on this topic, and 3 or 4 members of the forum answered, you could get some quality answers. So I think that's where they're thinking. But it's just so weird that Google has done this complete flip. First they're shunning AI, and now they're using AI as their first piece of information. And instead of shunning the user-created content on a community forum, now they're saying that's our number 2 spot. So it's interesting when you see the technology changing. So Google has kind of stopped the content is king, because it's using its AI to compile its own answers. Still pulling answers from your content, but it's not necessarily saying, here's the expert, go to their website and look at it, right? They want to give you the answer right there on Google. They're trying to make you not leave Google, like the social media websites. They're trying not to have you leave their social media website. They are showing you the content you like, so you will stay longer. And it is not necessarily the content of the people you follow. Let's think about TikTok. They have the For You page, and then they have the followers page. So when you look at the followers, you see content that is just from the people you follow, all their new content. But if you go to the For You page, that's the more powerful algorithm that's saying, we know what you love, we're going to show you this stuff because you've programmed, because you've liked similar things, we're going to show you this stuff, right? So I get a lot of silly joke videos on TikTok when I'm in the For You page. It's like, I'm pranking my husband doing this or whatever, right? Or the jump scare stuff where they're recording it. Oh my God, I used to love the videos where the people dressed up as clowns with the big axe or with a big hammer, and they stage this bloody incident, and people walk around the corner, and the people are like, oh my God. And then the clown starts running at them, and they always play that sound that was like, go, do. You're right, they like that kind of scary run fast music. And so that sort of stuff shows up on my For You. And the algorithm knows I like watching those, so it's going to show me that on my For You page when I'm on TikTok. So if we're kind of all over the place here today, but we're talking basically marketing for your side gig or your side hustle. If you want to talk about what side gig or side hustle is good, I mean, go ahead, ask the question. You can ask the question now, and I'll try to answer it in the next live when we talk about this particular topic. So no more questions. I think I'm going to be shutting it down soon. QR codes. If you do want to book a meeting with me about any of this stuff, go ahead and use the link here. It goes right to my calendar link. 30-minute free meeting. Use that. I don't bite. It's a Zoom meeting. You can be from anywhere. You don't have to be from here in Edmonton. If you liked my content today, or my previous content, or my blog content, or any of my posted social content, use this QR code to give me a 5-star review, please. I could use a few more, because in the world of business, Google reviews are still the gold standard. So if we can get me to like 500 reviews that are all 5 stars, that'd be great. Great. If you got any value, please do that. And I want to talk about tomorrow. Tomorrow is Career Club. So we're going to talk about your resumes, your cover letters, job searching, interview questions, whatever job hunt stuff you're looking for or want to talk about. Maybe we just brainstorm. If you want to come live with me, it might be easiest if you download the restream.io, but I do have the option to invite people to a live. So I don't know if you need a paid version or not. Probably not, just to be a guest. But if you want to be a guest on one of my lives, one of the topics, 10 minutes, an hour and a half, I don't care. If we can get a chat going on between 2 people live, that would be fantastic. And Friday, don't forget, my Friday live is fun and games. We talk about anything fun, anything I find fun. If you think it's fun, no, we're not talking about it. Maybe we will, I don't know. But I like board games, I like Dungeons and Dragons, I like Magic the Gathering. I like movies. My wife's over here, Peanut Gallery. I like peanuts. I like books. I like to talk about books. I like to talk about video games too. I haven't really played any of the new video games. We'll have to talk about the old classic Nintendo games maybe. But that's all fun. Anything fun. Friday, good time to hang out. Good Friday lunch and learn. So that's what's coming up this week. And of course, I don't go live on weekends. Not for this reason, anyway. Give me that Google review. And if you're looking to start making your sales, Whatnot will match you up to your first $150 in sales. So if you can sell $150 worth of items in the first week you join Whatnot, they'll double it, right? You'll make $300 in the first week just for selling 150. I think that's pretty good, especially if you're in the need, if your side gig is just to make you extra money this week to pay for rent or something like that. Do that. Go live, find the stuff, sell the stuff. There's no guarantee it's going to happen fast, but I feel like that could be the fastest platform you have. Okay, no more Google reviews. Remember, my name is Ian Hopfe. I am an HR consultant and Indigenous Relations consultant. Have a great day. I'm going to